One thing I've learned throughout my time of getting to know people is that even though you are vibing with them, you're not going to get everything you want out of a person. It'll be more like 80-20. It's important for us to really make like a checklist. Make a checklist of the things we want in a person and have deal breakers in the back of our mind of things that we won't go for. I feel like doing this, it can save us a lot of time when getting to know people. You have to really allow yourself to be open to just, of course, getting to know that person for them, understanding them. But if y'all run into some problems and then it's like you wish they had this, they had some of that, you have to be able to see what you'll be able to live with. I feel like that's something where we get lost in nowadays, where if this person doesn't check every box, they're not the one for me, which is it's completely false. This false idea allows us to self sabotage and makes it harder for us to really find the one for us. And I'm not saying we have to lower our standards or anything, but it's like you have to look at the reality of the situation. Nobody's perfect. Everybody's dealing with their own things, their own issues. So you have to look at what you can get from that. You have to really pay attention to who a person is and be willing to accept them for who they are and not try to make them into something that you want them to be. Make them into the person you want them to be in your mind because then you're really self sabotaging a relationship. So, yeah, I feel like it's just right for us to be real with ourselves with who we're dealing with, and really just put our judgment aside and be open. You have to be open to new things. You have to be open to getting to know a person without judgment. This is something I had to learn as I got older, to where I would want this in a person, I don't want that. Like, you know what I mean? But I had to realize that not everybody is like that. Nobody's like that. So, me understanding that, I feel like I was able to have a better approach when I'm talking to different people, talking to different women. I have a checklist of the things I do want in a woman and my deal breakers. It's like a give and pull situation. If you really care about that person, you'll be able to accept them for who they are. And that's kind of just how it has to be. That's how you can create a forever lasting bond. And just love them through that. Love them through who they are. So, yeah, just accept people for who they are. Understand you're not going to get everything you want out of that person, even though you have ideals, you have desires of what they could do. You can't change a person for who they are. You can never change a person for who they are. People are going to be who they want to be. Either you're with it or they're not. And not to say to not overlook red flags. You have to look at make sure you're looking at red flags. Make sure you're looking at the things that are very alarming. But if it's something simple, if it's something simple that you don't agree with that they're doing or that they do, if it's something minor, you don't agree with it, man, look, you really have to just put your own pride aside. You have to get out of your own way with it for the relationship if you care to have one with that person. So, yeah, make a list. Make that checklist. Peace.